Welcome to another episode of Because Miata. Today I'm going to be showing you some of the last footage that I took last spring when I did wreck the car. I had to swap out the rear subframe. So to get to the subframe you have to remove a bunch of things like brake lines and exhaust and all that. So today I'm going to be covering the exhaust side of it and the problems that I ran into when I was removing it and trying to reinstall it. So today I'm going to be talking about my new cat. No, not that kind of cat. It's actually kind of disturbing. But anyways, here's the footage from last spring, and you will see what I had to go through to basically remove and reinstall a exhaust with a new catalytic converter. So I'm underneath here, I'm looking at my old catalytic converter. These bolts that hold it on are stripped out. See the nut's not even clamped down on here, it's just barely on here. So I'm gonna take these off and swap out the cat with a new High Flow Cat. This appears to be the original cat anyways, so it's probably due, you know, it's a 20-year-old car, it's probably due for replacement. So there's 4 bolts to unattach here. You gotta take these two. There's 2 on the opposite end, you know, one here and one here. The bolts are actually welded to the cat. So all you have to do is take off the nut on each end and the bolt comes off with the cat. And that's why I couldn't just replace these bolts that are stripped out and keep the cat, unless I wanted to, you know, cut these off and punch through or drill through another hole to put new bolts through. I have to replace the whole cat. So yay. Next thing I took off was the exhaust, and for some reason that gave me a huge problem. The bolts were just seized on. You can see my old exhaust, the original exhaust that came with the Miata there. This is the newer one that I replaced it with. It's a Magnaflow, which I'm not sure if I would recommend this one or not. This is only maybe 4 months old, and look at how rusty this is. I couldn't even get the sockets onto the bolts here because they were so rusted that they just don't fit right, and it's flaking off everywhere. I did use anti-seize on the sensor, so that came out pretty easy. But it was these bolts down here that bolt up to the cat. They just did not want to come off. But it's off now. We'll see how the rest goes. So this is my catalytic converter. Remember I was saying I was having such a hard time getting these bolts off of my exhaust? Look at that thread there. Now look at this one here. That is just destroyed. So that could be a potential problem reinstalling the exhaust. Looks like these bolts are welded into the catalytic converter, so the only way to replace that, I guess, is to swap out the cat, or, you know, cut these off or hammer them through, or whatever you can do to remove it. Yeah, I mean, this is a original cat, so, you know, it may be, I mean, it didn't look horrible when I looked through it, but it may be about ready to be swapped out anyways. This is the new catalytic converter. Picked up a couple extra gaskets. This is what it looks like. I already got the welded ends to make it a direct fit for my Miata. So it shouldn't be too difficult of an install, just 4 bolts, one on each end here. So there you have it. I've got a new Magnaflow catalytic converter on my Magnaflow Cat-back exhaust. And I will say this, it does make the tone of that exhaust note a little bit throatier sounding. I don't know if I really noticed any gains. It is a high flow cat, but you know, your butt dyno might tell you you got another horsepower or two, but you know, it's not anything mind-blowing, so don't think you're gonna put on a high flow cat and feel a lot of power. But it does change the exhaust note a little bit, and it sounds actually really good. So I don't know if it's going to get all rusty like my Magnaflow Cat-back exhaust has. I sure hope not, but I will be monitoring that and keep you up to date on that. Other than the rust, though, I am very happy with the exhaust as a whole. It sounds good, it's loud, it's not as droney as some of the others, and you know, it just lets the engine breathe a little bit better. I know I've been putting a lot of videos lately of work that I have done in the past. A lot of those videos from last spring were just me documenting the repairs that I made to the car. I did not even have this channel created then. I just did it basically just for future use, which I'm using now. So I promise I do have new content coming. I've got a box of stuff that's off to the side that I haven't installed yet, so stay tuned and I will have new content very soon. So if you like this kind of video, hit the like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. Bye.